Suzanne in the City. Today I have a very special video for you. We're going to be talking to a local fashion designer, Alicia Grunert. Her designs have been seen on Jaclyn A. Smith on her new video, and also some wonderful fashion shoots that Jaclyn has done recently. And we're going to take a look at her designs. Stay tuned. How are you today?
I'm doing very well.
Do you want to say hello to everybody?
Hi everyone.
Here she is. How long have you been living in Vancouver for?
Born and raised in Vancouver. Moved to New York for a few years to do some interning with a few fashion houses, and then moved back to Vancouver a few years ago.
Oh, I love New York. I was just there. Did you see some shows while you were there?
I worked on a bunch of shows, but I was just there for Fashion Week in September.
Oh, fantastic.
So yeah, and I was the first time I was actually a spectator at the shows at the tents, because I used to always just work behind the scenes.
And what were you doing behind the scenes?
Oh my goodness, prepping models and just making sure everyone, like working for a design house, just making sure we've hired people to dress, etc., but just making sure that the overall look was exactly on point.
Exactly the way that the designer wanted it. All the seams, all of the, no creases and anything.
Absolutely.
We've seen what that looks like on, on Tyra Banks, Top Model. I see what it's like, backstage there, and everyone's like rushing, and everyone's naked, and they're putting their clothes on really fast, and tripping and nervous.
It's exactly really that.
Exhilarating.
Exactly.
And have you showed your designs?
Not in New York, not yet, but within the next year. We're just branding Chapel Couture, which is an extension of Alicia Grunert, and kind of seeing where that takes us, and hopefully it'll debut in New York hopefully in a year.
I can totally see that happening.
I can too.
Can I get to the front seat? Can I be in the front row?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Of course.
You heard it here. She said so. I will be there. So tell me, what got you into fashion in the beginning? What inspired you to get into this business?
A good friend of mine, Layla Bani. She's like stylist extraordinaire, and I had been making clothes since I was 10 years old. It has always been a passion. I used to get dolls, and I would never play with my dolls. I'd create clothing for my dolls, but I never really thought of it as a viable career choice. And so I was in university doing other things, English literature, etc., etc. And on the side, I was making clothes for her photo shoots when she was first starting off as well. And she was the one that was like, "You really need to do this. You have a talent, and this could actually be like your career choice." And so if it wasn't for her encouragement, I might be an English lit teacher.
Yeah. I think that's really important to have support like that, backing you up, letting you know that you could actually do this.
Yeah.
I think it's the most important thing in the world.
It's hugely important, and I've been really lucky that I've had such a network of people supporting me.
So how did you meet Jaclyn A. Smith?
Funny story.
No.
Funny story. I was in a meeting, and I was in a meeting, and she had overheard me talking. I was talking with this director of photography. We were talking about a short that we were going to be working on together, and I had all these designs, and she was in a coffee shop having coffee where we were meeting, and great eavesdropper was listening into our conversation, and then approached me afterwards, and right away we were like, cool, let's meet, and we just had that instant kind of connection.
Now this beautiful bustier that you're wearing right now is one of the dresses that I saw in her video. Is that right?
Yes, she was wearing this piece and then the matching opposite ruffle skirt.
Jaclyn's wearing one of your designs right now.
She is.
Jaclyn, why don't you come on over here and show us this fabulous dress, which is really my favorite.
This is my absolute favorite too.
Tell us a bit about this. If you can go on and get a great shot of this going all the way down this gorgeous dress.
This was one of my favorites, and this was actually this is from the 60s, this fabric. It was a jacket that was made in Asia, and my grandparents kind of They did a lot of humanitarian work, a lot with Asia, Africa, and South America. So primarily my vintage fabrics are from there. They received a lot of gifts from the people that they worked with, usually in the form of fabric or clothing.
Oh, nice.
And so this was a jacket that was made for her. And
these pockets here, did you stitch these on, or was that part of the jacket?
That was part of the jacket.
Oh, I love it.
So it was a longer, almost kimono style jacket,
right?
With their 2 front pockets that I created because I had so little to work with. I created just a short little bustier dress. Of course, again, it's silk, and then it has your gold embroidery.
It's gorgeous.
And I wish I could get more of this fabric.
It just glitters. I don't know if you guys can see this. It kind of just, these beautiful little circles with gold thread going through them, just glitters, and it's just gorgeous. It moves really beautifully. I see that your clothes are very body conscious, aren't they?
Totally. I am really all about helping recreate that feminine figure.
We like that because we have boobs and hips.
Totally.
Let's not be ashamed of them.
Absolutely not. And and it also helps create where some other women don't have so much as well.
And what was it about her designs that really spoke to you?
I guess just everything that you've already said. I mean, that it's feminine and it's classy, it's beautiful, but it's a little bit different, which is what I like too. It's not, you know, you can feel really unique, and I think a lot of that is the fabric choices.
Well, let's take a closer look at some of your designs.
I will get out of the way.
Absolutely gorgeous. I love the way they are so ethnically inspired, you know? Where did you get the inspiration for this beautiful piece? Did it come from the fabric itself?
It came from the fabric itself, absolutely. I was given a whole stockpile of these vintage fabrics. This collection here, they're all Guatemalan fabrics, and so they're very traditional. And this was all hand woven too, so I find a lot of inspiration in artisans' techniques, and these are just ways that people have woven fabric over the years, and this is like generations and generations of families, and this is really their cultural history that's woven into this fabric, which for me I find very inspiring.
Yeah.
And so being able to work with this fabric, I really feel like I'm helping, you know, sustain their culture. And so for me, it's not really about being ethical or green by reusing. It's really about capturing that that cultural aspect and helping with its longevity.
That's fantastic.
It's so exciting.
I think you're going to go far with these beautiful designs, and I love your concept. I think it's wonderful. Thank you very much for taking this time out and talking to us. Suzanne in the City.
Yay.
And I want to thank Jaclyn Smith.
I love her.
She loves her. Thank you for being such a sport and modeling for us.
Fun.
Yeah. Thank you very much, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye.
And when you're walking, it just captures the
movement
wind and the movement
is
of the
amazing.
body, and it's just gorgeous. Now, I have noted, I've seen a lot of these interviews with fashion designers, and the interviewer usually gets a piece at the end, and I was just thinking that this would be perfect for me. I just was.
You're more than